You've likely studied English for a while, right? Now you want to know how to reach the advanced level. Hi, I'm Jennifer, and in this video, I'll share 10 tips for reaching C2 proficiency in English. I'm not offering shortcuts. I'm offering advice based on nearly 30 years of teaching. I'll address grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and more. Tip number 1. Have a healthy learner mindset. I'm starting with the most important thing, your mindset, how you think. What do you think about English? What do you think about yourself? These thoughts, whether positive or negative, will affect how well and how fast you'll make progress. If you keep telling yourself things like, English is hard, grammar is impossible to learn, there's too much vocabulary to study, this is not going to help. Flip the script and change those views right now. English is challenging, and I have good teachers and good resources to guide me. Grammar is important, and I learn and practice a little at a time. I continue to build my vocabulary. Do you see the difference? Set yourself up for success. If you need help erasing limiting beliefs, watch my video on what not to say in English or in any language. Also, if you use a lot of negative self-talk, you won't feel fluent, ever. Stop saying negative things about yourself and about your English. My English is bad. I make a lot of mistakes. My pronunciation is bad. It's taking me forever to learn English. Flip the script and keep it positive. I learn from mistakes. Every day I get better with practice. Watch my morning and evening affirmations. Check out my Healthy Learner Mindset playlist. Tip number 2. Study grammar to build a strong foundation. Grammar isn't about memorizing charts and rules. It's about learning to understand common patterns and using standard structures. If you're watching this video, you don't need my beginner and basic English lessons. Use my intermediate and advanced playlists. Study and review specific topics to make sure you're using accurate English that is comprehensible to others. Can you watch at least 1 or 2 of my free grammar videos every week? Listen actively, take notes, and do the practice tasks. Intermediate students can function quite well in English, especially in everyday situations where minor mistakes don't matter so much. However, there are topics that are more challenging, and an intermediate student will still experience limitations in academic or professional settings where more sophisticated expression is expected. Advanced students can confidently use the passive voice, all conditionals, and advanced sentence structures like inversion. Don't overload your studies with grammar, but study the topics that you still lack confidence with. Make time to read quality English, meaning edited texts with standard grammar and spelling. Some good examples include nonfiction like biographies, journals, and news articles. Can you work reading into your daily schedule? How about at least 10 minutes a day? In fact, let's make this tip number 3. Tip number 3, read regularly in English. Read regularly, even if it's just 5 to 10 minutes a day. And when you can, read more. When you read, you expose yourself to the written language, and this reinforces grammar and vocabulary. There are some websites that offer graded readings, so you can find texts at your current level and then gradually increase the level of difficulty. I list some reading platforms on my website under Student Resources. Please also remember that some of my vocabulary videos are based on news articles that you can read along with me. I'm still learning vocabulary. When I read a news article and I come across a new word, I try to guess its meaning from context. And when I can, I look it up in the dictionary to confirm the definition. Tip number 4, write weekly. A strong communicator is not limited to spoken English. Learn to express yourself in writing. You can use spell and grammar checkers. You can even use AI tools for editing. But you should know basic punctuation rules, standard spelling, and the formatting needed for emails, reports, and essays. Again, AI can support you, but a C2 student is comfortable writing for academic and professional purposes. Let AI support you, but don't rely on it blindly for all your writing needs. Take ownership of all forms of your communication. If you need guidance, work with a qualified teacher. Make time to write for your own pleasure once a week. Block out 20 to 30 minutes, sit down and write. Some of my private students write a paragraph a week. We then use the paragraph to identify opportunities to strengthen vocabulary, grammar, and eventually pronunciation by reading it aloud. Both in writing and in speaking, you want to sound clear, and you need variety in terms of vocabulary and grammar. You don't want your words or structures to sound repetitive. Advanced students have learned to write and adapt their tone to the audience and purpose. Formal and informal, authoritative versus friendly, sympathetic versus objective, persuasive or neutral. You need enough vocabulary and grammar to master these nuances. Again, read regularly to expose yourself to different writing styles. Tip number 5, listen to English daily. You need to listen to English every day. Make it part of your daily routine. Check the news in English at breakfast. Listen to songs in English when you exercise. Listen to a podcast on your commute. Find a way to work listening to English into your lifestyle. Also, you need to expose yourself to different topics and different accents. Advanced learners are versatile. Listening to strong, clear models will help with your own pronunciation, but you also have to learn how to deal with speakers who are more challenging to understand. English is a global language, so include listening to speakers from different countries and different regions. From news reports to movies and podcasts, you can expose yourself to formal and informal English. You'll hear more idioms, slang, and phrasal verbs in spoken English. You have to develop the ability to make sense of them in context. There are recommended resources on my website. Have you watched my fast speech playlist? I also have some guest speakers in my conversation playlist. Sometimes you'll listen for about 10 minutes and focus on the details. Other times you'll listen just for pleasure, maybe a little longer. Listen to music. Listen to some of my poetry readings. Listen to my daily affirmations. Have you downloaded my free movie power pack to enjoy 10 movie reviews? Tip 6. Know which words you need to learn. By the B1 level of English, low intermediate, you should have around 2,000 words in your vocabulary. Moving from B1 to B2, you'll grow your vocabulary to about 4,000 words. By the low advanced level, C1, you'll have approximately 5,000 or more words in your vocabulary. C2 learners reach around 10,000 words or more. How is this done? Between reading and listening regularly, you'll gain exposure to new and old vocabulary. You don't need to memorize and start using every new word or idiom you hear. A lot of vocabulary will be passive. meaning these are just words that you need to understand. Your active vocabulary should have high-frequency words, words that are used a lot. Some learner dictionaries show word frequency. If it's a common word, learn it. If it's low frequency, meaning it's not used often, you only have to understand it passively. In time, you'll discover if you need it for your professional field or your areas of interests. There are word lists if you want a guide as far as which words are worth learning, which ones you need to invest the time and effort to study. My oral reading fluency playlist is based on the general service list. The GSL has approximately 2,000 high-frequency words that you must know as an English speaker. Intermediate students can start studying the academic word list, the AWL. I've had C1 students who've worked with the university word list, the UWL. For one current private student, we select words from the university word list every month, and I create customized speaking and writing tasks for her. If you're studying on your own, you can look online and find free interactive exercises based on these word lists. Tip number 7, practice pronunciation with a strong model, preferably with feedback. Where do you need help? Do you need help with individual sounds or at the level of words, phrases, and sentences? I have lessons on vowel sounds and consonant sounds. I have a playlist on rhythm and intonation. I have a whole oral reading fluency series. If clearer pronunciation is your goal, you should include daily practice. Have you downloaded my free pronunciation toolkit? The link is on my homepage. The goal should not be to eliminate your accent, meaning the influence of your first language on English. The goal is to speak clearly and naturally for successful, confident communication. Tip number 8, create opportunities to speak, even if you're alone. Conversation partners are great, but even if you're alone, talk aloud to yourself. In the car, on a walk, while you're washing the dishes, talk out loud. Replay a conversation. Talk about your plans for the day. Just talk in English. Get used to hearing your voice in English. Also, there are AI tools you can interact with. I've done this a bit on Immerse, where I study Spanish. But honestly, when I want more speaking practice, I schedule one-on-one lessons with a teacher. Personally, I want to talk with another human who is patient and supportive of my efforts and who can correct me when I ask. Tip number 9, make no excuses. Saying I don't have any time is an excuse. You can always find some time. Studying for 5 to 10 minutes a day is better than nothing. Can you commit to studying 10 minutes a day as your minimum and then extend it to 30 when possible? Give attention to the skills you most want to improve. Also, saying, but I don't live in the United States, or no one speaks English around here, those are more excuses. You have the internet, and there are plenty of free resources. Make time to read, write, listen, and yes, speak on a regular basis. Study the grammar you need and put it into practice through writing or creating examples aloud. Do you remember the most important tip? I started by telling you that your mindset is going to affect every aspect of your English studies. Tell yourself that you can do this. Tip number 10, my final piece of advice. Enjoy the journey. Learning a language and building fluency is a journey. Don't wait to reach a destination in the future before you start celebrating. Celebrate your small wins now along the way. Avoid comparisons to others. Everyone is on their own journey. And don't get too caught up in trying to measure everything. Tests can be tools to understand what you've mastered and what you still need to study. Please don't let a score or a label define your self-worth or your identity. You're a language learner. We're all learners. We're all working to get better in some way. I also feel the need to give a warning. Be careful when someone is trying to sell you a shortcut. The C1, C2 students I've worked with gained proficiency over time. It took each of them a number of years to reach that level of fluency. People learn at different paces, and there are different types of learners. Some will learn faster or slower than you, and that's okay. Learn at your own pace. You can learn efficiently and focus on quality resources, but there are no miracles. There are lots of joys and plenty of opportunities to celebrate along the way. Please check out my video on 3 myths about learning English and gaining fluency in English. There are a few different guest speakers there, all with C2 proficiency. I'm here to support and guide you through my lessons, my live streams, and my downloads. Watch my videos, do the tasks, ask questions. If you want to take your English studies to a higher level and gain more interaction and feedback, then join the English with Jennifer community on Patreon, where we practice all skills for confident, effective communication. The link is in the video description. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and happy studies.